Hi everyone, welcome to another Cosmic Chrome conversation with me, Marie.
And me, Tina, hiding in the bushes.
Today we're going to talk about the Anunnaki. It's part 2 of what we were talking about last week.
Where do we come from?
Yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. I knew bits and bobs, but like, it's just blew my mind.
There's a lot of information out there, I found. And a lot of contradicting information as well. So, sort of got a bit from everything, trying to put it all together and make it all.
Yeah, I've got loads of notes. As you know, I've always got my notes.
So, the Anunnaki stems from those 7 tablets, Sumerian tablets, that were discovered in, I think it was 1948, or was it earlier?
There was lots of tablets.
Yeah.
There was
actually, there was.
There weren't just 7, there's 7 now.
Yeah. Then there was, I read that there was 14, and it was a British archaeologist that found the 7, and Sumeria is now Iraq, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so Sumeria,
So we've got the dogs with us again. Go away, that's it.
The tablets, let's start. So the tablets, yes, I'm looking at my notes because there is a lot to go on. How do you say this? Cuneiform.
Don't know the word.
Cuneiform. It's, like hieroglyphs, it's writing, but it's like pictures using curves and...
Yeah, they invented their own language.
They don't even know if it's a spoken language, but it's a written language, and it's been translated recently rather than early on. It's taken a long time. So the tablets are saying that the Anunnaki were basically, they were deities.
Yeah.
But it starts with the actual creation of humans. Even before that, explains that there was this god called Marduk. Did you get that bit?
Marduk? Marduk?
Yeah, Marduk.
No.
Marduk. He created, it doesn't say like the Bible, he created the earth. It just says out of the chaos he created a
chaos of what?
The chaos of the cosmos, I don't know.
Yeah,
or the chaos of the earth not being habitable.
Yeah.
Basically, he made it habitable in 6 days. This wasn't when man was created, because they are saying that we were genetically manipulated, and crossbred. But this Marduk, who was a god, he made order out of chaos. So before humans, these deities called the Anunnaki, actually there was like a hierarchy of 3 lots, and I think Anu, where Anunnaki I presume comes from.
Yeah, I've got some notes here,
was the sun god at the highest, I think.
Okay.
Then the Anunnaki, they used the middle gods, apparently, which the Igigi they were called.
Never heard of this one.
We've
looked at things differently,
They were a younger generation of astronaut gods, which is weird. Now, how would you, in that cuneiform, what image would it be for? Well, we've got it as a picture, an image,
right? But
it's been translated as astronaut gods, so which is weird,
so
because they would come from outer space, wouldn't they? So they use these younger generation gods basically as slaves, and they mined for gold.
Yes.
You got that bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go through somewhat of what I've got as well.
So they rebelled against the Anunnaki, and then Anu, this god, he agreed that their labour was too great, and his son Enki thought, okay, let's make humans, which weren't called humans at the time. And so they created apparently humans from, they killed one of the gods, made it from clay, mixed it to make the human.
Oh God, this isn't what I've got.
Yeah. This is the actual creation right from the beginning.
Yeah, but it's not what I've got. The actual creation, what I've got. Do you get me?
That's
so
what I mean. So
this is
the
why.
contradictions.
Yeah, contradictions or myths, legends.
It's when you're
stories.
translating something. I mean, does anybody really know?
That's what I'm saying.
what it
Who knows if I'm right
means?
or wrong?
Yeah, you know. So when the first, they made a lot of mistakes, yeah, but the first man was created in Eden, which Eden means it's something to do with the earth or the land that they came from. Which, yeah, Eden obviously has been, the Bible's taken that, hasn't it?
The Anunnaki, yeah, legend, myth, gods that were, and angels that were aliens. Right? Things were achieved, inventions perfected that were part of today's society. 1843, the tablets were discovered. So
Yeah,
right,
by the British.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
they were discovered, right? Yeah, they were decoded and told of divine beings known as the Anunnaki, right? Sumerians called God from the sky. They possessed knowledge and ideas beyond human processes. This is what I've got. They had the power to develop a civilization. Exactly, but it's backing up what you're saying. It said that they genetically formed humans, so
Yeah.
they had labs, if you want to, you know, where they came from, right? It said that they had a hand in genetically for forming humans. It's said to have been the tablets that the kings, in the tablets that the kings that were ruling over the earth, or the Samaria, that's known as Iraq, is that they ruled for thousands of years, that they had the ability to rule. And it said there was a Sumerian king list, and there was 8 kings in all, collective in total, that ruled for 241,200 years.
Wow.
But this bit, when you hear in the Bible or in other places the Great Flood, right? It says the flood happened and basically it replaced with another god, right? They say that in 1976 the 12th planet, have you got this one?
Yeah, I've got that, Nibiru.
Yeah, that was published, and its thoughts and created humans to perform tasks as slave. Again, reaffirming what you've done, Nibiru. Yeah, astrology, solar system. You carry on, and I'll see if I've got anything that comes the same.
It is quite a lot the same. So I got up to where there was a god was killed, and I was going to say about, where it said about they turned clay from the dead and mixed it with the dead god. I think the clay is carbon, because that's what we're made from.
Right.
It's part of the earth, I guess, isn't it? Carbon. It's an element.
See, this is more believable to me. Don't know how, but
I mean, I spoke to you before about the story of the Epic of Gilgamesh, and you didn't know about that, but at the time. Yeah. So the Epic of Gilgamesh, Eden is mentioned as the Garden of the Gods, and it's located in Mesopotamia, which Samaria is in.
Yeah.
Between Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. So, successful man was called Adapa, and the new species was called Adamu.
Not Adamski.
No, Adamu. So there you've got Eden and Adamu, which obviously the Bible has taken that story, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So, and there's also another story on those tablets about an immortal who builds a ship like Noah,
Yeah.
because the gods flooded.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
There's different aspects of religions that have took bits from the Anunnaki myth, legend, and I'm saying it because not everybody believes it, but they have taken so many stories and moulded it into their own way of thinking, way of doing things.
Yeah.
But everybody has a link. I've watched in religions like Red that they all have a link, and it all comes back to this, the Anunnaki.
But you know, the Anunnaki weren't actually associated with the space aliens up until like the 20th century. They were gods, they were deities. There wasn't any mention of space. And this is where we go into people that have written books. There's 3 through
that, yeah.
through time.
But I was going to say gods, but it's, and another theory is that they come through time, portals and things like that, to come down to make us, to mine for gold that protects them, protects whatever they're doing on their planet. And you're right about, like, there was an uprising, so to speak. But and the books you're going to go on about in a minute. But what I'm saying is, you know, you said gods. They were, from what I've read, they were actual beings. So you're saying that, like, an actual being, not a god that you don't see. They actually walked the earth.
I mean, there's pictures of them on the tablets, and you know, they do look like human. I think they are larger than, like, taller than humans and bigger than humans, which takes you as well to the Nephilim from the Bible, and they interbred with humans. So
I always say about interbreeding. I've always gone on about that.
Yeah.
Didn't know about the Garden of Eden and people outside, and then apparently Adam and Eve went off and done.
So you know, when we was talking about the last episode about Darwin and evolution, there was a point where we became Homo sapiens, and I think that was the species that they took and started to crossbreed with, to make us how we are now.
Because they essentially made our DNA.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So there's a guy called Ellis Silver, who he's the one that started all this about the Anunnaki being aliens.
So I'm looking. You carry on, mate.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your notes.
He said that actually there's 223 genes that we have that are not in any other species on the planet.
Right.
And he thinks that we actually came from space.
I did so many notes,
And that we're not actually from Earth.
Nephilim.
Yeah, the Nephilim are the giants from the Bible.
They have powers, yeah. I'm going through my notes, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I am really sorry, but it's like I'm going, I got that. I got that. You know.
So, sorry, Ellie Silver was an environmentalist.
Right, I'm trying to find more.
And his idea is that we are not from this planet at all.
Oh, I got one about ET ancestors. That there was 1976. Oh, that was the Planet one. 1976. 1983, the Washington Post reported that NASA agreed there was a large hidden planet.
It's beyond Pluto.
Larger than Pluto,
Yeah.
And Anu was the chief god of the sky. Because I just want to go hand in hand with what you're saying. Anunnaki, children of Anu, those who came from the sky. And then Anu had 2 sons, and they were half brothers. Enlil and Enki. Enlil was air and storm and the air, the enforcer of what Anu wanted him to do. Going back, Enki was wisdom and knowledge and creation, and worshipped fresh water. Did you mention Endu? Endu, the first
Endu?
You,
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Who was Endu? Or is it Eridu?
Eridu!
That's
look,
a
see,
place.
look, see. Eridu, yeah.
Right, so that is actually a place which is Mesopotamia. So there was a tomb discovered of a first dynasty Sumerian queen whose name was Queen Puabi, and they actually found her body with an elongated large skull, and they say that she was like the first, or one of the first human hybrids.
I don't know if it's happening for
Yeah.
you, but this is more believable to me than a lot of other things that have been said who created what.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
yeah. So then you've got Eric von Däniken. Have you got him?
I don't know, I can't find it.
He published the book Chariots of the Gods. So
Right,
he
okay.
brought this idea forward, and he actually was the one that started the thing about the pyramids were built by aliens, and that now is popular, isn't it? It's like an urban myth type
Or
thing.
legend,
But
yeah.
he started that, and
But
it's
there's a
been
lot of
on
mathematical
History Channel or
situations to do with that, isn't there? And how the light, the solar, and it powered something, the energy of something, yeah.
And then I saw in your notes as well, from there, Zachariah Stitchin took his idea, and he said that the Anunnaki came from this 12th planet called Nibiru.
Oh, I couldn't say his name, that's why I never said who it was.
So he was at best a journalist, but
Yeah.
he thought he could translate these tablets, and he was absolutely rubbish actually, and he was totally wrong about everything he said.
He had to go, don't put him down.
Yeah. So in 1849, it was an English archaeologist called Austin Layard
Who found them.
found the tablet.
But this is the thing about the tablets, right? We keep going on about these tablets. You know, like maybe like that, weren't they? They weren't that big, right? The thing is, what country were they in? Were they in Iraq? Yes, they
Yes,
was.
they were,
The
yeah.
other tablets that were found that were in the series were found. They were in the museum there.
They're in the British Museum now.
Not them. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not all them. There was more found that were in that museum in Iraq.
Yes.
Then there was. I'm mad at myself because I can't find my note that says about the Americans when they did what was it? Oh dear. The I think it was the Americans. Well, there was when they went in and were going the war. There was a particular time in the war, right? And they were in this museum, but a lot of those tablets and things that would give you more information about it being beings from another planet, let's say, the Anunnaki, right? Remember, it's all religion, and it was strategically destroyed that area.
Yeah, I
with
think
all
there
them.
was more to the Iraq war than what you think.
Oh God,
Yeah.
in lots of ways, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was strategically damaged beyond repair. Somebody went in, and went like that, because I think you could prove that every religion that has come along has taken from
them tablets.
or from that era of when the Anunnaki was here. They started their own factions, basically. We don't want to carry on with you. You've made us. We've rebelled, and then this is our truth. That truth is there for the Anunnaki, but we need to. It's like being my gang. Are you with me? Are you with me on it? No.
Yeah.
That why it was destroyed. It was strategic because it showed too much.
And when you think about, okay, David Icke says he says the reptilians, they're Anunnaki, and they're not.
Look at your arm. Remind me.
What
That's got a lot to do with something in a minute. Yeah.
Or Boros, which is the snake swallowing its own tail. It's also like the number 8, which is the symbol
I've got
of
something about
infinity.
it. Sorry, you go on. The two reptilian.
Yeah, so reptilians and Anunnaki are not connected, but
While we're going on about all this, remember we are in Northern Cyprus. We are a location podcast, and if you want to help feed and look after the dogs, basically on our behalf, if you want, come and do it. You need to go to PayPal.
SOSdogs2017@outlook.com.
Yeah, for the TRNC Animal Family Rescue.
Animal Rescue Family.
See, I never get it right. Never get it right. But just as a little stop, because I think there's a lot of information coming.
Yeah.
And yes, here we'll carry on now. Sorry, I just needed to remind ourselves that, like, it's not coming down. It's like as if it's fired something up in me.
Well, you mentioned briefly about the zodiac, didn't you?
Yes.
And astronomy or astrology, and obviously they didn't have telescopes then, but with the visible eye you can see as far as Saturn, and they mapped out, or they were given the information. And the thing is, the zodiac, what we call the zodiac signs,
Yeah.
the constellations, are exactly the same as what they were then. So we've took them somehow, they've got through history, and we still have those zodiac signs or those constellations, and they're still the same names.
Yes, so reeling it back in, let's just make a little bit of a how far we've got, is that, for me, this is more believable, that there was a race of people that were from another planet that came, gave us life, if you want to say that, you know, made us into slaves. So they made us slaves. There was things like Sodom and Gomorrah. They reckon there was a nuclear war that happened before a nuclear war. Is that where we've got to, so to speak, in what we're talking about now?
Yeah, I mean, originally as well, when they created Adam, let's call him Adam, we wasn't able to reproduce until
they showed
on,
them, didn't they?
and then they
Taught them.
Yeah, made us able
Who was
to.
it?
They made us,
I think it was,
redesigned us
Yeah.
to reproduce.
I think it was
I think
Enki.
we went a bit crazy, and now we've just.
I think it was
taken
Enki,
over the
actually. There was a
planet.
bit of a split. And Enki, I think it was Enki. Oh, you know, Enki. He helped. He gave them people the knowledge of how to reproduce, because Adamski, he did a bad job, basically, you know, and the gods were giving them, the deities, freedom of choice, free will, if you want to say free will, and that's how it all expanded.
Well, when you look at our first episode, you can see how everything links, doesn't it? You know, like religion to evolution.
Right.
How we're talking about aliens, and if like you replace gods with the word alien, it all makes sense within the Bible and everything, that they created us.
Yeah, that they did that.
And they actually didn't worship gods. They didn't.
Who didn't worship the gods? Who's they?
In Mesopotamia, the humans, the first humans.
No, they were just used as work slaves.
And we put up with it, and we still do.
Because we didn't know any better.
And do you know what? I think when you're looking at now, I mean, there's some things I do believe a lot what David Icke says, not about the Anunnaki being reptilians, because that was evident. There was no evidence on that.
Okay.
He's just taken that from stitchings, or the idea about them being aliens, and then brought forward this reptilian thing.
Okay.
Which I do believe that in reptilians, but not the connection with the Anunnaki. But he says that, like the royals and all the elite that rule the world in all the countries, they're all from the same bloodlines that would really date back to the original, the Anunnaki gods. And like this one here that we said, Queen Puabi, who was a hybrid
what?
between human and alien,
Right, okay.
Anunnaki, but she had an elongated head. But that's been,
the one they found.
yeah,
you're on
that's
about.
been proved as well, that people they did that, like they did the Chinese bound feet, didn't they?
Oh, so they made the shape of
so
their
there's
heads.
again, there's no evidence to say that she was like that, or it was man-made. They made her look like that. No, who knows? You don't. But
Yeah.
if she's one of the originals,
That's it.
that means you can stem back all the royalties back to her bloodline, like right the way back,
Have a think about
thousands of years. And that's like what David Icke was saying, I think.
that. And like Christianity, in Genesis, they took that. They said about an ancient nuclear event, power struggles with the gods. That's the Sodom and Gomorrah, the Babel, all that. Look it up. Interbreeding with the gods.
Yeah, the Nephilim.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Anki, I'm sorry, I keep getting names wrong, was banished because he continued the knowledge for humans.
Yeah.
He was like, no, this ain't going on. We need that. Basically, I think he might have said, no, we can't have all the give these people the power.
You're always going to have two sides, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'm just checking it.
You're always going to have two sides.
You're always going to have two sides.
We said about the two.
Well,
You said about the reptilian. So I've written down in my notes, as you know, I'm a note taker. Two snakes, reptilian, alien race, spiritual knowledge and wisdom. That's around that. They have the medium to fly, and then this is just bits of going, oh, is this to do with this? I'm not sure how they meet. I'm so confused sometimes. Easily done. But all of them seem to wear a bracelet.
You said that.
I said about this, right? And it's like a symbol of enlightenment. Oh, no, that's something else. But this bracelet was like, you would say like a watch. What was that? Was that the beam me up, Scotty? I don't know. Was that what time and space am I in? How long have I got? Was it a measurement? You know, you got the Apple Watches and everything now.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, was that a little mini computer? If they can make humans DNA, give them.
They had the technology. Yeah.
To build the world's first bionic man. But do you know?
yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to come, if you don't mind. Is there any more on the Queen that you've got?
No.
Right, can I
Just
come?
that her DNA was tested, and it was from Mesopotamia. That area between those two rivers.
Isn't that a bit more palatable than some of the religious teachings that somebody came down and made somebody into the image of them? Well, they didn't make them in the image. They made them a race of people, which we've come from. It wasn't in the image of God. I'm not in the image of God. I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the image of the gods, or
But we're not.
or gods, or
but the
aliens.
Anunnaki,
Like I
yeah.
said, if you replace God with alien, we are in the image of the aliens because we're part bred.
Can you dig that?
We're hybrids.
It's this bit that gets me. The pine cone. Coming to the pine cone, the geometry of it,
Was the pine cone anything to
symbol.
do with the tablets? Was they in the tablet?
I don't know, but they were a symbol of enlightenment and regeneration of birth. New tree, cycle of life, some geometry to do with
Sacred
geometry as well, and say it again,
Pineal gland.
pineal gland, your third eye. So all your meditations and all this spiritual, third eye, gateway to the higher self. DMT in our bodies released. Oh, it's real. and it's around birth, death, and near death. What I keep getting to, I ain't got any more, have I? No way. Right, drugs. I know, but I'm trying to say.
Stuff.
Yeah. The serpent.
Yeah.
Right. I'm doing bullet points here. The cat was a blueprint of the universe. The gland, yeah. Right, evolution of human consciousness encoded us. Have you heard of the mysterious bag?
No.
Alright, it's a water of life used in animals and humans and keepers of secrets. This is to do with them. Yes. Go on, if you want to say anything, because I've got loads.
Well, the serpent, you just said the serpent, and you didn't elaborate on what the serpent was about.
No, I just said I'm doing bullet points.
Yeah, so what is the serpent?
Don't know, you know. I ain't got a clue. Most seen vision. It's the most seen vision.
Oh, right,
when you are contacted with entities and time changes.
Maybe that's where, David Icke gets the reptilian idea from.
Yeah.
And the serpent as well, when you look at the serpent in the Bible, they switch everything, don't they?
The Old Testament, the burning bushes.
Everything is actually the opposite.
The burning bush could have been the war, the burning, the place being burnt down.
So the serpent isn't bad. It's not like they say it's Satan or whatever in the Bible, isn't it? It's not. In any other culture, the serpent is...
Oh, hang on about the serpent.
It's eternal life because of it shedding its skin.
Yeah, but I think it's been because it gave you naughty thoughts. It was... that's it. They say that the Anunnaki, like you said, owned the Garden of Eden. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got that. And the serpent was Anki, who let them know about sex, which we've gone through. Azil, the Hebrew in Bible, being the wings, steering how things moved, and like a UFO sightings, they were saying they were ET, but they made them something else, like the gods.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think they still said that they came from the heavens or the sky,
which I could agree with if they're coming down in their portals, and they're coming down. This is so fascinating. I know this is going on, but that Iraq thing was the something to do with freedom, Iraq freedom thing, and it was in Baghdad's National Museum. That's what it was, and it was 2003 that crucial info was released. And it was, I think it was all, what I was trying to get at was it was organised to stop any more looking into this, any more people, like what I've said earlier. But I'm getting really raged up about it.
So these tablets were actually older than the Bible by about 2,000-3,000 years.
So it would dispel a lot of religions.
So out of context, did you know that there were actual node mummies found in pyramids, and that the pyramids themselves weren't anything to do with burying bodies? They were more like devices.
We've said this again and again, but I didn't know about the mummy. What do you mean? Weren't they underneath, or was it to the side?
Yes, it's separate tombs.
No, it was separate tombs.
Yeah. This is what I heard from was looking online today.
Do you know what? Shocked. We've been filming this, and you cannot see you at all.
Yeah, you can. You can see. You don't want to see my ugly mug.
No, if you go like that, you can't see a bloody thing. You can't see your face.
So I want to mention, because I think there's going to be another episode of this.
What do you mean, episode of what?
Of where we come from.
Oh, from us, you mean?
The history of man or personkind. Because Egyptian, we always thought, was like one of the oldest civilizations.
Right.
One of. Yeah. But we've now found that the Sumerians go back way before the Egyptians. Yeah, BC. But now, recently discovered, was Göbekli Tepe, which is just over the road from us. Well, just across the see.
You mean in Turkey?
Turkey, which I would really like to go and see, and would like to do a podcast there, but I think we're not going to get there this year, but I think it's one we should think about doing, because Göbekli Tepe predates Mesopotamia and the tablets, Sumerian tablets.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing you. I'm being attacked by ants.
By like 12,000 years ago, so we're going back even further. So I think Göbekli Tepe is one subject that we really need to do, because now that they're still uncovering it.
Fund us to get to Turkey. It's only over the road.
Yeah, and what is in the tablets was again the same sort of
that would back up,
that have gone even further back in time to Göbekli Tepe, and like I said, they're discovering more around the area that's even older than Göbekli Tepe.
I am telling you,
with these constellations.
I am telling you, I reckon something's going to happen to them.
And you know, Göbekli Tepe was buried. Now, was it buried because they wanted to hide all that, or was it buried to keep it safe?
Tune in next time, folks, when you're here. No, but you know what I mean? That is something that, I think there is, more so for me, with anything that I've ever believed in, that is a doable thing. I don't say all the right words, but it's a doable thing, that these things existed, that people came from another planet, I do believe it, came and helped us form ourselves, then they gave us more information and we sort of branched off. I don't know why we don't, and then we see things, don't we, when we meditate, our pineal gland, and we see things, and only some people have that experience. Not everybody has that experience, right? So those who do chakras and third eyes and all that, you have experiences, and you go and tell somebody and they go, talking about maybe a bit of truth in this, because if those tablets got bashed up in that wartime, it was a distraction. I'm telling you, it was a distraction to get rid of evidence that basically all of them, all the it would kill all religions. Have a think about it. What do you think? Should end it there?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting et up.
Yeah.
And these ants are killing me.
Et up.
I'm getting right et up, I am. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope we've given you some food for thought. Again, I will ask you, comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, we want to hear from you. Really do. Okay? So, it's goodbye from me, Marie.
And it's goodbye from me, Tina.
And I'm sorry if you haven't seen her face throughout all this, but she's
but that's not a sorry, is it?
No, not really. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
See you next time on the Cosmic Crone Conversation. Bye.